garden. Welcome back to my office again. I know I have been here sitting in my chair with this as my background for I think the last 2 weeks now. And I don't know about you all, but I am getting antsy to get back in the garden. So I have about 2 more weeks of being non-weight bearing on my foot, not being able to move around. For those of you who don't know, a couple weeks ago I fell and I broke my foot and I had to have surgery. I mean, my goodness. And I am non-weight bearing, thus the scooter right there. But I had to come back into my office one more time today because today is Thanksgiving in America. We celebrate Thanksgiving the 4th Thursday of November, and it's a wonderful holiday where we take the time to just kind of take a break, spend some time with our families, have a beautiful meal, and then just think about what we're thankful for. And I just had to come on here today and just say, I am thankful for all of you. I am so very thankful for all of you. And I don't think you all know how thankful I am for all of you, because so before I started doing this, before I was a gardening YouTuber, content creator, whatever you want to call my job these days, before that I worked in healthcare. I was a home physical therapist, and my husband does the same thing, and he still does the same thing. And I went, we all in healthcare, we went through the pandemic, right? We went through those pandemic days, and it was honestly one of the most stressful things that I've ever experienced. And I just have to say, I'm so thankful for all of you that are still healthcare workers, because you all rock. You all are amazing. I know how hard it is. I know that it's still, even after the pandemic is relatively calmed down, it's harder now than it was pre-pandemic. It is a hard job, and I personally couldn't handle it. I knew I couldn't be in healthcare anymore because I felt like I had given all I had to give, and I had nothing else to give for that profession. So I knew deep down that I needed to find something else to do, and that's where this came in. Gardening, somehow I made a job out of gardening, and that is because of all of you. So I just want to say thank you so very much. You all have done more for me than you'll ever know, and I just want to make sure that I take the time to say thank you, especially today on Thanksgiving. So thank you, and thank you to all the healthcare workers out there. You all are just incredibly amazing. So in addition to wanting to say happy Thanksgiving and give thanks for all of you, I also wanted to tell you all that today is my 2-year anniversary of basically having this job, of being on YouTube. So it was 2 years ago today. It was Thanksgiving. We were driving up to my parents' house. Jason and I were. My girls were already there, and I had been thinking about it for a while. And I said to Jason, what do you think about me starting a YouTube channel? And I thought he was going to laugh in my face, and I thought he was just going to be like, no way, you can't do that. And he said, oh, well, tell me more. And so we talked about it on the drive up to my parents' house for Thanksgiving. And then when we came home, the next day is when I filmed my very first video, and then I posted it, and then it just kind of went on from there. So Thanksgiving is special because it's actually my YouTube anniversary, right? So I thought today would be a perfect day to kind of take a look back and watch my very first video that I did. It was a November update for my Supertunia Vista bubblegum. It's only like 3 minutes long, so it's not a long video, but it is just, it's like I never want to get rid of that. I'm totally embarrassed about the video, don't get me wrong, right? But I also never want to get rid of that video because it just reminds me of like where I started and how far I've come. And it's just wonderful. It's just so great. So thank you all. And here's my very first video 2 years ago from today.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my garden and welcome back to my channel, Dig, Plant, Water, Repeat. This is Janie and I live in Northern California, Zone 9B. Today I wanted to talk about Proven Winners Supertunia Vista bubblegum. I love this annual. I'm sure all of you guys have heard of it. It's so fantastic. You can buy it from Proven Winners or Home Depot or a local nursery in a 4-inch pot, and you don't need very much of them to make a huge impact. You can see this is the front of my house, and I have this little annual border swoop in the front, and I planted about 6 or 7 4-inch pots at the beginning of the season. For us, our last frost-free date is March, and so I think I planted mid-March, and you can see by June it just took off. It's absolutely beautiful. I have my neighbors stopping by telling me how gorgeous it is, and I think it just is a beautiful pop of color that attracts the eye, and I love color. I love annuals. I feed these with Miracle-Gro about once a week. Here you can see my daughter riding her scooter by. I think this was in July. So I feed them with Miracle-Gro once a week, and then I also spray with BT for budworms, which is quite a big problem for us here in Northern California. So for this video, I wanted to update you guys on my bubble gums for end of November, and you can kind of see what they look like. They're starting to fade, they are fading, but they do still have some color and they do have some green on it, and I think that it's a little bit better than just, dirt if I take them all out. I've stopped feeding them and I've stopped spraying for BT, and I'll show you in a little bit the effects of that. But you can see there's still some really beautiful blooms, with that bright pink color. So it's still bringing a little bit of color into the garden. The leaves, they are turning, a little bit yellow, and I'm starting to get a little bit of what I think is powdery mildew, just because it's been, a little wetter, and you can see right there, I'm showing you there's even a new bud. But yeah, for an annual that lasts from March all the way through November, I just think it's amazing, and I think it's completely worth the money. Up here, you'll see where some budworms have started having a little snack on my flowers, and that's just from not spraying. And I think that if I wanted to keep spraying every week or every other week, that would stop this, and I might get a little bit more color, but of course I'm tired. It's the end of the season, and I don't want to spray anymore. I just kind of want to take a break from, the garden grind. But yeah, you can see just how gorgeous it is and how beautiful. I've had to trim the edges a few times over the season so people can still walk and ride their bikes down the front sidewalk. But it's just a really great annual. So again, thank you guys so much for stopping by my garden and letting me talk about what I love talking about, which is all things gardening, flowers, everything. And I will keep you guys updated. And I think the next video that's coming up is a front yard tour of everything. So you guys will see that soon. So thanks so much, and have a great rest of your day.
All right. So that is my very first YouTube video ever. I will never delete that. I will always leave it there, just because it's a fun memory to kind of look back on. Again, I love Super Tunia Vista bubblegum. I always have said Super Tunia Vista bubblegum got me into gardening. Once I planted those Super Tunias, I was so proud of myself. I was so proud of myself for what I could do. It was actually the year before that was the first year that I planted my Super Tunia Vista bubblegum in that front swoop. That is my old house. I don't live in that house anymore. And I will always be thankful for Super Tunia Vista bubblegum, because that plant I was so successful at it. Even though I thought I didn't have a green thumb, I did so well with that plant because it's just such a great plant that it gave me the confidence to continue on with gardening. And now it has come, full circle. It's kind of like my career now. I mean, it is my career now. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with all of you for my 2-year anniversary for YouTube. And again, thank you all so much. You all are so very wonderful, and I will forever be grateful for you all watching my videos so that I could turn my passion into my job. So thank you so much, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today. Happy Thanksgiving.